Daorcey Le Bray.
So, this story takes place in the spring, and I was 12 years old in rural Alberta. So there's an awesome thing that happens in the spring in Alberta, and as for those who live in the city, you get a sense of the ice that goes over top, the little bits of ice that you can then jump on and crack. And as a 12-year-old, those are amazing. But in rural Alberta, there are so many ditches and sloughs and places where the ice forms, but the water is still underneath. And as a child, that is awesome. And hours of entertainment, because you can go, you can jump around, and that's awesome. And then if you want to make it a little bit more exciting, you try and find ones that are maybe a little bit deeper. They've got a little bit of water underneath, and you put on the rubber boots, you go jump on, or move around and try and jump on that a little bit, make it crack, and have a little bit of risk. And we would spend hours doing that. And we would find ditches that a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper, so you need a little bit of risk as you go on top, and we'd play. And we loved it. And we would come home at the end of the day, and most of the time our boots would be totally full, and my mom would be at the door as I walk up with 2 buckets on my feet, and she would be not impressed. And but we kept on doing it anyway. So one day I went over to my friend Brad's place, and we had a small acreage, and he had a larger acreage that had horses and almost a field. And but it was really only like a 3 or 4 minute walk down the road. So I put on my jean jacket, my Blue Jays cap, because it was the early 90s and the Blue Jays were a thing. And it cost me 99 cents. I remember that Blue Jays cap cost me 99 cents. And the big rubber boots, and we're gonna have fun. And so going up to Brad's place. And Brad's like, I found the best slough for us. This is gonna be awesome. We're gonna have so much fun. Yeah. And it was a pond about, oh man, from here to the wall. Like it was a big pond. And this was a slough in Brad's backyard. Now I'm going to take a pause, and we're going to go back to a little bit of interesting facts about rural Alberta. In the country, there's a thing called a septic field. So in the city, you've got the sewage and it goes away and you don't have to deal with that. But in the country, you can have a couple different types of septic field. Like mine, where you flush the toilet, goes down somewhere, maybe a little bit of filtration happens, but really, all the poo is just like thrown into the backyard underground. And it sits in like a sort of dugout tank that's, forget about it. You never worry about it, it's all good. When your house crumbles to the ground, there will be wonderfully like a big pile of poo in the backyard, no one will notice. And the grass grows really great over there. There are other kinds where it goes out the house and maybe through 1 or 2 filtration steps and then into an open pond. Like this. And Brad had discovered the pond. And what was awesome about it is that unlike all the other ponds that we had experienced in the ditches, this had a really great chunk of ice right in the middle. It was an iceberg. And we never played with an iceberg. So we got a large piece of wood. It was 2x6. And we put it down to on the shore and then on the ice, on the iceberg. And Brad and myself and his little brother Derek went on to the pond. Now the pond, okay, so the pond was also the septic field, and so it was a mixture of spring runoff and urine. And they have horses, so little horse turds, just like all over. Just, I don't know how it got all pushed there, but it was a great deep pond of poo. And so we scamper onto the ice, and we're having so much fun. We are just moving around, doing the thing, and you go over and you like try and put your foot over into the side and see how far you can go. And you're jumping, and suddenly jump. all around. We know what has happened. We have lost structural integrity of the ice. Time to panic. But this is part, well, okay, maybe not always part of the fun. Normally, when we know what type of a body of water we're on, we have a good sense of the depth of the body of water. This one, we have no idea. Like 6, 7, 8 feet deep, we have no idea. What we know now is that we need to get off the ice. So we all stop and we decide very intelligently that the lightest people should go off the ice first. So Derek just kind of like scampers like an elf off. That's cool. And Brad, who is a little theatrical, does this. Jumps on the board, breaking the board through the ice as he runs. Gets a little bit of whatever that water is into his boot, but makes it to the shore. And then the wind picked up and moved me further away from the shore on this poo iceberg without a board, and that's where I was. So, Brad, help! And Brad, he's like thinking, country boy thinking, got an idea. He runs to the shed, goes and grabs a rope, makes a lasso. Yeah, a lasso! Because we don't make lassos in the country. And he makes a lasso, and he comes, and he's like, I'm gonna throw it at you. We had not really thought about what was gonna happen once I got the lasso, but he was gonna throw it at me anyway, so he throws it, and it lands in the water. He pulls it back, and throws it again, and it lands right there, and he pulls it back. A couple turds he captured. And he finally, the third time, gets it to me, and it lands on the ice. I go, what do I do now? He's like, put it around your waist. Okay. So I just put this on and cinch it up, and then he pulls, and I do this, and he pulls again, and I do this, getting closer and closer to the edge. I'm like, Brad, I don't think this is working. You're going to pull me right into the water. And he's like, yeah, okay, I gotta stop. Okay, so I've got this thing around my waist. I'm tethered to him now on the other side of the water, and we're on the iceberg. And Brad's like, I've got another idea. And so, as a kid, your other idea is really to do what every kid does when they don't know what to do. He ran to the house to go get his parents. And some time passes. And he comes out of his house. I don't know if I felt he had a real solution. He comes out of his house. His mom comes out of the house, doing what my mom does. He's wearing a house coat even. Like, it was just looking at me from the distance. That stupid kid from next door. And his dad comes out of the house with a camera. So he can document it. And he did. And there were no other solutions to be had. So Brad's like, runs on down, he's like, I think I have another idea. Plan C. Do you remember when we learned about polar bears? Yes. They're so cute. But Brad was like, polar bears are huge. They're big honking things. And you can, they often go onto ice that's pretty thin. So they often, what they do is that, they don't stand, they're polar bears. They distribute their weight on all fours.
Oh my
so far ahead of me, don't go there yet. So I get down and this is a great idea, Brad. Where am I going to do now? I don't know. I get down on all fours, and that's when the ice broke. And I am in the middle of a pond, in the middle of an iceberg, and I had a moment of clarity that I was so happy. The water had only gone up to my neck. I was not going to die! And so now I'm stuck in the middle of an iceberg. Brad, realizing that he has a roll, is tugging as hard as he can on the rope, and I am breaking through the ice and smashing it down, and I'm just covered in water and ice, and I get onto the shore, and I'm so and I'm breathing heavy, and I am so happy I haven't drowned. And then Brad helps me, and we go to his house, and I have a shower. And I call my parents after that in his living room. And I've got towels on and stuff, and I call and I say, "Hey, Dad, yeah, can you come pick me up from Brad's place?" "No, it's like 3 minutes away. You can walk." "Yeah, but I'm naked and I still kind of smell like poo." He said, "I'll be right over, just don't tell your mom." And that's my poop monster. The hat survived. The 99-cent hat survived.
Woo! One cheer.
Yeah.
One hat enthusiast.
Yes. Blue Jays.
So we're going to ask questions. I have one question right off the top. So in the chronology that you described, Brad is there. He runs against his parents. They come out. One of them has a camera. So then Brad proposes the idea of you get down on the porch, and the mom is like, "Yeah, that seems fine." The dad's like, "Yeah, this is good."
See, I was worried I had serious issues that I was about to die.
Yeah.
They obviously knew that it was like only 4 or 5 feet deep.
Like,
so
that's the crap
like, he's just an idiot. He's gonna be just fine. Idiot. So yeah.
So they just let that drag on. They let you have like a rope around you. Okay.
We did so much
scat bondage. It's weird.
That's such a urban thing of you to say.
Once we get sophisticated.
So urban. Come on, Stony Plain. Natalie didn't want me to wear this jacket today because she's like, "You look like you're from Stony Plain." I was like, "Yes, I do."
How do we feel? How do we feel about the jacket? Do we like the jacket?
I like the jacket.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep on wearing this to work.
Okay.
You had a question?
I do have a question. Did you ever see the pictures?
I did, like a long time later, and I didn't bother grabbing like it's just a picture of some kid on an ice floe.
Is the water obviously poop?
It's not like it's like fetid bubbling. Bleh. It was lots of water. There was runoff. What was most obvious, like clearly there's stuff coming from the house, but what's more obvious is the horse crap that's bobbing around in the ice and just like pounding through. Well, not everyone's,
Right,
just
yeah,
me.
it's just anyone else?
How long was it before you stopped smelling a little bit like poop?
How have you talked to her? She says never. It was about, a weekend or so. I didn't have a lot of friends. I don't know, really. We all smelled the same.
Go ahead.
So,
what, did you have to go to school smelling like this?
no, I mean, it was the weekend. I think I was good by the time. Like, you have a lot of showers. Everything was gone.
Did
like
you get sick or anything? Was there like
boots.
repercussions? Like,
No, I
How much did
recall.
you get in your mouth?
No, you have that. It's like I'm not going to die mouth shut. So no, I didn't get any in my mouth. I do in retrospect, it's amazing I'm not dead. Like I mean, I do remember breaking through the ice and even thinking that I was getting cuts on my arms or on my hands or something like that. Like it wasn't healthy. So I didn't die. I was pretty safe after that.
So when did you realize that it was not just water?
Yeah, I was wondering about that as well. Because your story has the nice dramatic irony element of revealing that to us. But did you not, like, when you saw
We
it?
knew. I didn't, like,
Oh,
it's in
weird kids. Weird
it's body of water, ice, it's joyful.
Do you buy that? Do you buy that?
Yeah.
You would go on crap water.
No, I don't know.
But
I'm very
any
big, so I
ice-
know you would think it was
on
cool.
top-
He doesn't play with
Yeah,
you.
no, I've played in the same thing.
You just do anything.
Yeah.
Natalie was shocked to find out I was 12 years old. She thought I was way younger. Like, you must have been young and stupid, but you're just almost a teenager and stupid. So, I didn't. In retrospect, I know the septic tank, the septic field thing. In retrospect, at the time, it just struck me as it was like mostly just horse poop, and that was totally okay. Because it's just horse crap. Like it's everywhere. The place Everything smells of horse crap. Outside, so we're outside.
That's town motto.
Is there any
The town paint patch man is awesome.
in Brooks? They're just tying
Yeah,
for
they are.
terrible places to be.
Good to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Any other questions? No, I cut the conversation
No,
off.
you don't have that.
Anybody else? Daorcey Le Bray, everybody!